Okay, better. The screen's flipped the right way so you can see how cute that is. Just says boo. So I'm gonna do that on the little tiny sweater. I'm not a super experienced embroiderer, but the boo was pretty simple. So I'll just show you what I did. So hopefully you can follow along and it's helpful. Obviously, put your own spin on it. So yep, just have the whole tail, put the yarn in my embroidery. So I want to start as kind of as far left as I can. I like to poke through. I'm above the armpit here just for placement. I kind of want it across the chest, if that makes sense. So I am going to pull through my yarn almost all the way. So I have lots to work with. I might have too much here, but better too much than not enough. So I'll just leave that hanging down there. My end, I like to put my fingers in like that. So I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit. I like to work down the rows. So I'm just going to go all the way as long as I want the bee, poke in, and I'm going to poke back out at the top of the bee where I first put the yarn in. Now the key here, I'm not going to pull super tight. That's going to be counterintuitive and really bury the yarn so you just can't see the color. A little bit of a finicky process. There we go. You can always tighten it up a little bit if you want. So I made the top of the bee smaller than the bottom. So just reference, you can see there the top of the bee is a little smaller. That's what I'm going to go for. So I'm just going to go maybe one across here, one stitch across and in, pull this whole shebang through. Okay. Now start making that bee, poke up maybe a couple stitches down. Going to go back in at the top here. Okay. So far so good. Now I'm going to poke up in the middle again and go across back to the backbone of the bee. And I'm going to just try and tuck right under that other piece. Okay, now to make the big part of the bee, so I'm going to poke up through the bottom of the backbone, right there. Now remember I said I want the bottom of the bee a little bit bigger than the top. So instead of going out just one stitch, I'm going to go out two, go in, now up. I'm actually not going to go into a stitch here. I'm going to go kind of in the middle just to make it, I don't know, a little more bee-like. I'm going to go there. Back in the bottom. Again, I said I don't know that there's a super right and wrong way to do this. People that really know how to embroider are probably cringing at my example here, but I just feel like if it's cute, I'm going with it. So poke up in the middle, and now I'm going to close that little bee. Just feel like it gave it a bit of an angle. See if I like it once I tighten the yarn here. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. Could be over one. I don't know, but now I'm going to make the O's, and I'm just sort of going to put them beside each other. Make them a little shorter than the B. And I go in a little more frequently because I don't want so many straight lines on my O's. I want them to be a little bit angled. These are easy things to experiment with as long as you're not pulling super tight. You can undo all this if you're not happy with the way your boo looks, or if you want to do a different word. This one's coming along pretty good, actually. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. I'm going in at the top and then finishing off the line by jumping a couple stitches down. Now I'm going to go over to the other side. Go in there. Again, I don't know, they're not really meant to be perfect letters and perfect little cutouts of pumpkin faces, because I really do think kind of the imperfectness of it all adds to the charm. These are skeletons. They're they're probably not professionals at what they're doing here. Okay, final O. I'll start over here. Kind of do the same thing. If you're still watching, thanks for keeping with me. Of course, YouTube, the charm of YouTube is you can just fast forward if you are all finished watching me and my embroidery. But I can't wait to see what people do for their skeleton sweaters or their little tiny skeleton ornament. This is like an ornament sized sweater. I'm thinking like a little, if I had a tree with just sort of bare branches on it, like a little plant, and then hung the little sweaters off it, that would be pretty cute. I have little wooden hangers that somebody made for me, one of my neighbors, and they are honestly so cute, and I hang the sweaters on them on my Christmas tree because I have Christmas ones as well. All right, final stitch coming at you here. All in all, I think this one is actually going to be pretty cute. Nonetheless, you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Okay, so obviously I would just cut the yarn. I just tie it, but how cute is that? It's actually my favorite, even though it's a bit wonky. There you are.